All right. Hello, and today we are recording with a deck that got first and second in a Magic Online qualifier. This is Pioneer. This is a mono white mid-range Yorion deck. I've been going through some Yorion decks recently, just trying different things out. We got a 5-0 with a Lutri deck, even. I just think Yorion is just obscenely powerful. Obviously, the red decks are very popular. You see a lot of Phoenix, which is just another red deck. None of those are Yorion piles, but this is, I think, a good example of highlighting how strong you can make a Yorion deck be. But yeah, let's quickly get into it. Obviously, I didn't build this deck, so I don't know all the intricacies, but I can mostly explain what's going on. But at the core, we are a United Battlefront deck, which is like a collect company for non-creatures. And then we want to use that to find Caretaker's Talent, and then use Caretaker's Talent in conjunction with the rest of our deck to just draw a bunch of cards and eventually kill the opponent. Another notable new card is Elspeth Stormslayer, which you can just use to make a ton of tokens. Gets out of hand really quickly. Two outliers I think I would try to take note of is Enduring Innocence, which is a non-creature. So clearly the people that constructed this deck think this card is so good that it's worth playing, even if it's not a hit off United Battlefront. And then, of course, Elspeth itself, which is not a hit. There's some Bezas. Obviously, Day of Judgment's a nice sweeper. And Wandering Emperor. All these cards aren't hits, so sort of highlights their power level and the importance of them if you're willing to put them in your deck just to lower the Battlefront power a little bit. But for the most part, I assume there's a high enough density of hits that you're probably going to hit two things most of the time off 7 cards. Birth of Meletus is a good defensive card, helps you hit land drops, works with all the other things in the deck. You can even get it back with Restoration of Aganjo to get another Plains and another O4. High Noon in the main deck and side deck, obviously, for Phoenix and Steel Cutter stuff. And then Carrot Cake is a card you regularly see alongside Caretaker's Talent decks. Some main deck authorities, because like I said, there's so many red decks in the format. And then I do want to highlight, finally, Portable Hole, where in the past, Portable Hole's like always been okay against Phoenix. Probably worth having in versus Shredder. But now there's Corey Steelcutter. No one really plays Shredder, but there's also, I think it's Artisan class, something like that. So you have some important 2-mana things that you want to be able to remove out of Phoenix, and Portable Hole does that well. In addition to just being good against things like Mice. But yeah, just some removal in Seal, Ossification, Wedding Announcement is another token maker. Sideboard has a Catilda, which I think is just a big lifelinker. I don't know how much Pro Vampires matters, but eventually, it's sort of like the new Nighthawk, where you can just, once it goes to the graveyard, you can just enhance a creature you have in play. Give it flying lifelink. Some Heal Out Intervention, I assume for things like the Mirror or Enigmatic Incarnation decks. Surge of Salvation. This can go against black decks or red decks. Obviously, Voice, I assume, is just there for control. Rest in Peace for graveyard decks. More High Noons for Phoenix and Steel Cutter. And then, of course, your Yorion. So that is the main deck. Gonna give this deck a shot. Pretty impressive showing. I'm not sure how many people played it in the qualifier, but it was 160 players, I think. And it got first and second again. So hard to ignore that. Want to give it a go. And I will see you guys in the games. All right. Yorion. Okay, so awkward start. We could keep this. I don't really want to. And I guess. Opponent reveals nothing. What are the odds they just have? If they have Thoughtseize in their deck, I want to keep. But I guess. I think I'm just going to mull. I assume this deck is relatively good at mulliganing. This hand seems better. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm just going to get rid of my most expensive card here. Oh, is it a Mirror? That'd be funny. Why? I keep playing against... Maybe it's just the same person. I keep playing against Boros Elite, though. I'm just going to use my mana. Maybe I don't need to, but it's fine. We could draw a 2-drop, which would make this play better. I guess like a Thalia would be really annoying. So I probably... Oh, I kept the one-liner. Okay. There you go. Force lead again. Alright, well, I think this game is over. I just missed too many land drops. Even if they Thalia me, I still get the wedding announcement. This gets going. I don't... Maybe... If I somehow can't answer their board, they draw lands and then, like, Brave the Elements me, I could see dying. But I'm gonna have the board by a lot, so... Yep. I will take 2. Not under enough pressure. I'm just gonna Battlefront. I could Wrath, but I think 2 things means it's not that big of a deal. This hits 2 things. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it matters. Okay, we completely missed. Opponent gets to have hope. Still don't know if that matters that much. What if they draw... Nah, I just have the Wrath. And the one of Wrath is probably going to be good against the white creature deck, no matter how you split it. Yeah, I did mention in the video, like, all the things that are not hits off of Battlefront, so... It just doesn't matter. I guess I won't jump. I can double block next turn, even if this misses again. I'll have 4 here. Sure. I still think I'm just gonna Battlefront. This is 2. Just want to get some sort of card advantage engine going. I mean, maybe if I just completely brick in every angle, it could go bad, but it's definitely not a brick. So now I just need to be conscientious of, what is it called? Brave the Elements. That's the thing I'm supposed to worry about. I think that's the only way I'm going to end up being able to lose this game. And with a Day of Judgment, it seems pretty unlikely that that actually happens. So... Still not making any mana off of our Day of Judgment, or our Nykthos. Weird game. Sure. So the question is this enough for me to Wrath? I'm gonna block if they attack. Obviously. I don't really value my board. I don't think I need to, like, make good exchanges. I think I just need to have my life total be high and I will win because I'm gonna draw a billion cards. So... Sure. Okay, so Brave, currently this is 6 and 7. So 13, so I don't die. Drawing Authority probably means... I think I'm just going to sweep. 1 extra mana, so like an Ossification that doesn't do anything. Yeah, like I said, it's possible that I don't need to do things this way, but I don't think I could possibly lose as long as I resolve the Day of Judgment, so let's just get that. I don't actually know. I think that this day, yeah, that adds 4. So this CMC is 3, but it doesn't have any devotion, I think is how it works. The old rules were if it flipped, its CMC was 0. So like if you ratchet bombed, the wedding announcement or the festivity would go away. But I think it's just CMC 3, no devotion now. You, Natalie. Now we have effectively a million life, as well as probably a million. Yeah, effectively a million cards. I don't think it's very likely their creatures are going to get to hit me, and every time they play a creature, which they obviously need to do, we're going to gain a life. So I think this one's over. It's better to draw more cards. It just doesn't matter. A fair point for them to concede, but they don't have to if they don't want to. Okay, not giving up. I respect it. Going to click buttons. So this doesn't even make a guy yet. Whatever. Click button. Click button. Three, four. So I can upgrade this one if I want. So we're gonna get the trigger off the. It just doesn't matter. I'm thinking about things like they are close to mattering, but this feels like I've Sphinx's Revelation for 9 and drawn a second Sphinx's Revelation, and I'm just waiting to win. So it's 4. I guess if I Yorion, it didn't really do anything anyway. Okay, I'm gonna play this, crack the carrot cake on their turn, and yeah. Okay. So I presume this deck is very good against like small creature piles, like considering how many people play mice in the Magic Online events. My guess is the people that played this deck were just like, well, hopefully everyone's playing mice, and then we'll build our deck to be good against Phoenix, which it seems like they did. They have main deck High Noon, Rest in Peace, side deck High Noon. Yeah, that's another relevant thing. Like, you can play the Citadel on red. I guess I'll do that at the start of my turn so I don't forget, but this one looks to be a bit over. Okay. Alright, so humans, I want Day of Judgment. I think that's it. I guess I can put in the lifelinker. Power type is equal to number of permanents you control that are spirits or enchantments. So I just have enchantments. So it's probably going to be like a... It's not going to be that big. Maybe it's good enough to just have like a 2/2 that becomes a 4/4 at some point. So let's take out High Noon. Ruined Halo, I guess, is fine. Take out like any expensive card for the Catilda. I guess I want Authority. It's not that great against like a white deck, but it's fine. Wandering Emperor maybe isn't that good against Brave the Elements. I do have colorless blockers too, which is actually really nice against Brave. So I'm thinking let's just take out a 5-mana card. I'm just going to take out a 5-mana card because they're playing an aggro deck and I'm on the draw. It's a fine rule. Maybe Elspeth is so good I shouldn't do that. But there's going to be some spots where if I think my opponent has Brave the Elements, which I've played against Boros Elite Humans like 3 times in leagues. And I want to say that the person that plays Boros Elite or whatever it's called has Brave in their deck, but I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see. But yeah, this deck's fine. I mean, I don't know if mono white is my definition of the most exciting thing, but I do think United Battlefront's a relatively cool card. Unsurprisingly, the gameplay with this deck is sort of vanilla. It's very white. You just kind of play stuff, and that's it. You just play stuff at sorcery speed, and then hope that your opponent cannot combo you or whatever. So, I wonder how the Pioneer metagame will evolve over time, if it'll evolve. The format's kind of, I don't know if I would call it dead, but it's just like, I don't think people want to play it. Like, there are people that like Pioneer and they play it, but like the people that are sort of look at all formats equally, I don't know if Pioneer stands out as something that they want to be playing right now. I don't know. I kind of think all the formats suck, but I'm a glass half empty type of guy, so maybe it's just on me. But standard, I don't really know. Standard's not great. I'm not sure. And Pioneer, I think Pioneer has the advantage that it's just it's unexplored and kind of underdeveloped. So I think it's just, I've just been having fun trying out some of the new cards that maybe I haven't seen other people play with much. Which this deck has some of that, right? Like, it's got United Battlefront, which I've only seen. I mean, most people have just seen it in standard with the. What's the name of the card? The artifact, the golem making thing. It's like something synthesizer, simulacrum synthesizer, I think. But that's something I do want to try in this format. I want to try Metalwork Colossus with United Battlefront. Okay, Thalia, notably pretty good against my deck. I just kind of spewed off the portable hole again. So we have no High Noon in our deck. We don't have to say red or consider red. Even if I had the High Noon, I think it would still say white, but the Innocence might be helpful. If my opponent just plays an Adeline here, we could be dead. Kind of is what it is. Like, I suppose I should have. Yeah, I mean, it's appealing to just use my mana every turn, right? Like, I had 1, 2, 3 on curve. Maybe I didn't have the birth, though. I was just ranting. It's fine. Thalia is something I gotta keep in mind for the future. One thing I'm also kind of surprised by is no laydown arms, but maybe it's just, like, I think Portable Hole is really important right now versus, like, Steel Cutter, Phoenix stuff, and Mice. So it's possible that they just think the other cards are more important than having extra 1 mana removal. Okay, so this becomes bigger. And I guess I'm going to play the Innocence. Means if they... This is Vigilance, though, so Innocence isn't going to be able to attack into this. Maybe I just want to get the O4 as soon as possible. Because it blocks at Thalia. I'm not sure. Drawing cards is also nice. But I think I'm going to get a bunch of cards either way, even if I get them later. So I would like to prevent damage, if possible. This is also going to gain me 2 life. Yeah, it's bad. The human cards are good. I'm not sure why. This person always plays Mobilized District. Which maybe that's just tech that I'm not appreciating. So it's... I guess... So that the Soldier of the Pantheon's also kind of weird. I wonder if there's just another legendary human they could play to make the Mobilized District a little better. But either way, they're giving me a huge beatdown, and I don't have... I don't have a sweeper. This is 2. I guess I'm going to just assume I'm going to find, like, Day of Judgment and try to block as many things as I can. Also, this dying means... This happens in my main phase, right? I was going to say this dying means I'll have 4 Devotion, which might be relevant. But this is a spot where... Probably not relevant. I was going to say Elspeth might be able to stabilize, but I think it's just too much stuff on the board. This isn't too bad. Okay, so now I'm going to take... I guess we're just taking 8, gaining 2, going to 4. Trade Soldier, block here. At least get to keep my 04. Okay, well that's 3 mana to Fog. Maybe that's relevant. Oh shit. I guess it doesn't matter because I drew the Rune Halo. I was gonna say I could use the Nykthos right there, but... So what are we doing? Rune Halo Thalius Lieutenant? And then I'm just dead. How much mana am I gonna have? I'm gonna have 5. Doesn't really translate to anything. So I can... And there's nothing I can draw because of Thalia, I think. I was gonna say I could draw a Portable Hole, because with 5 mana I can Caretaker's Talent, activate, make 04, draw a card. But then I can't even play the card I draw. And the only way I get to 5 mana is if I play the Rune Halo for 3, and then Citadel plus Nykthos to 5. But it's only 4, right? So never mind. So I'll have 2 blockers. Because I won't be dead. No, I'm dead to the land, right? Yeah, I can't really do shit. It was only 5 damage, so I need to say... So if they animate, it's 5 here, and I block. So just protection from this, block, block. Go to 1. So I can't say Thalia's Lieutenant. This costs... Yeah, so they can animate this, right? Or no, they need 1 land. They have 1 legend. I guess we're gonna say... What are we gonna say? Doesn't matter that much. I'll just say Thalia. Oh, it is 5. I just fucked up the math again. Okay. I think this is better. Maybe it's not. Oh, no, yeah, it's 4 and 1. Okay, I did the math right. Okay, so I get an 04. Wedding Announcement just going to give me a body every turn. This gives me more draws, potentially, though. Okay, so I'll draw 2 here. We just have to cross our fingers. More Nykthos isn't bad. Battlefront's not bad. So don't block Thalia. So I block 4, 4, 3, 3. Oh no. No, okay, it's fine. I just have to block the Guardian. No, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Can I have fixed this? Because this enlists. So it didn't matter. Right, they just enlist. So 7, yeah, it doesn't matter. So the Rune Halo is really bad against enlist. I don't think I've ever had anyone use this ability against me in my life. But I think it's like when you attack, you tap a thing, and then it gets its power. So if this was animate to 3, it's enlist here. I feel like I'm just an idiot. No, because I was counting this as 2, yeah. So no matter what, I was dead. I just didn't consider the enlist, because no matter what, I just name whatever I name, its power goes 1 here. And that means that if they have land, it's minimum 3 things, right? So they did it in a weird way, but I was dead no matter what. Or I was dead to untap land, because I needed 3 mana for the land. So if they didn't have... I think I was dead no matter what. It's a weird spot, but I'm pretty sure I was dead. Okay, so I'm going to run it back and then maybe be a little bit more conscientious of Thalia if possible. Like, if I don't Portable Hole and they just play a 2-1 and then, like, Thalia's Lieutenant it, it's kind of annoying. But, whatever. This hand looks very good. Here's sticking out. Okay, Plains, sure. I think almost no matter what I'm playing the Birth. So no 1-drop versus my hand of removal and card advantage on the play, plus an 0-4. Okay, there's Thalia. Okay, I think I'm just going to ignore that. And get this going. If Adeline... I guess Adeline is the only thing that makes it scary. It's not that big of a deal, though. I just need to stall a bit and then try to find a sweeper. Yeah, that's fine. Don't care about that. Okay, almost messed that up. So next turn I can nick those to 5. I don't want my 0-4 to die. I want this to live. I have to do a bunch of Nykthos math next turn, but we'll see what they do and what I draw. I can chump with an Enduring in a sense. That's not that big of a deal, but it's worth keeping in mind I can just attack back with them, so maybe not necessary. So best outcome for me is probably they put the counter on the Thalia, and then I just Portable Hole it. But I guess I can't double Nykthos. Wait, I can double Nykthos, but I can't. I don't get max mana, right? I have to use this mana first. But I don't think that's fine. Doesn't matter. Okay. So do I want to take 5 against the Brave the Elements deck? I think I'm getting 2 back, so I'm only really taking 3. I want the 0-4 in play for the talent copy. Yeah, I guess I'll just take it. Okay, so I add 4. My portable hold down to 2. So I could portable hold first. So I portable hold first, I get 5 mana. I'm just nabbing this stupid Thalia. Do I even need to nick those? If I nick those first, I don't think it actually matters. So I can double nick those. I go to 4. I have 1 floating. I go back to 2. New nick those means I go to 6, which means I can double Caretaker's Talent. But again, I don't think that's that good. So I guess... I'll have a mana floating in case I draw another portable hole. So I suppose I just don't need... Should play the Fountain Port. So if I draw a portable hole here, I think this is better. Then I have the extra mana for Nykthos for the future. Okay, I draw 3. And I think we're just attacking for 4 or whatever. I could maybe... Do I want to have a blocker back? Nah, I mean the value of 2 life is probably close to similar to leaving it back to block anyway, so I should just get the life link. So how do I beat Brave the Elements? Just keep my 04s alive, basically. Keep some 04s alive. Okay, well, that's kind of annoying, right? It's good I attacked at least. So they get to get me for 3. And then I get to Elspeth them and just hope not to get braved. Counter on Thalia is kind of weird, but it's fine. Pretty obvious they're supposed to alpha, right? What are we... Maybe they misclicked, I don't know. So what can I do? I can't nick this. So I can play the Nykthos. The Nykthos is only netting 1 mana. Let's just play the stupid Elspeth. Draw 2 cards. And then I guess play Plains. No, I should play Field. I should play Field or... I think it's just Field. I've known Legends, so... Alright, here we go. I think I was... At some point I was supposed to play Fountain Port over one of these planes, but... Sure, I mean that gives them more cards, but if they're just activating this when I'm doing all this stuff, it doesn't matter. Iganjo's another card that's a colorless interaction piece, so if I do get Brave the Elements, I've got these 04s and Iganjo. Hopefully to prevent me from getting one shot. So what does this do? It's 0, 1/1 counter, flying until your next turn. I can just blow up a creature too. I forgot it did that. Okay, I lose Elspeth. Wow. What? Why didn't... I guess they just didn't know this could hit Planeswalker. I don't know. Why wouldn't... I have no idea why my opponent just did that. That was weird. But whatever. Is what it is. You are free to make whatever decision you see fit. My wall is dead. I assume... I don't know. I was going to say I assume that this person just is either playing towards Brave or doesn't understand it can hit Elspeth, but why wouldn't you go after the Innocence? But I guess maybe you don't know we can hit Planeswalkers and you are playing towards Brave? I don't know. I'm not going to question it. We'll take it. Okay. So. Let's add mana. How big is that? Value's 4. I could have just blown it up. Or no, it's mana value. Okay, I didn't know that. Alright. Make stuff. Draw cards. I guess the reason to deal with the wall is just because I can't copy it, but... I don't know if that matters. Okay. More walls. I have 1 billion walls. So I think this game is over. I'm going to have 3 colorless blockers. They didn't kill the Elspeth. I guess I'll just play Nykthos. Maybe I still don't need to. What am I doing with the mana? So Nykthos is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't. So it's 7. 8, 9. So I could just Yorion the board. Does Yorioning the board even do anything? Okay, you're good. Let's say they drew Brave this turn. It's gonna be like 8 damage or something. Yeah, if my opponent just dealt with this Elspeth, I don't really know what would have happened. It feels like maybe they could have won this game. Because what, I get a Yorion? And they're just kind of beating me up, and I'm making some blocks, but... I do have the Fountain Port to trigger the Caretaker's Talent. I don't know what happened. This was just kind of weird. One thing I was thinking is, since this is like a Daybreak account, my, like... I don't even know what it's called. Like, my MMR is, like, whatever the default. I don't know what it is when you make a new account. I don't know how much that affects League stuff. Where is it? Game history. So yeah, like my constructed rating's kind of low. I guess it starts you at 1600, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. Happy to be playing games of Magic. Happy to have the Daybreak account. But it's possible that like you just get paired against like certain leagues, maybe like the less populated leagues. I really don't know how the matchmaking works. I have no idea. I kind of assumed for Arena it sort of makes sense for there to be hidden MMR. But for leagues, I kind of assumed it was just like, oh, there's someone in the queue that has a similar record to you. Okay, you can play them. Okay. My hand is kind of nothing, but I just don't know if it matters. Also, they're just dead, right? 8. 16. I have 20. Or sorry, I have 19 in the air. Because I zero the Elspeth, so. They need to attack me. But I just block with O4s, I think. I just trade the board blocks with O4s. It doesn't matter. They're dead. Opponent might just... I don't know. I can look at... do all this. Sheldon. Well, maybe we didn't play. Because these are just different people. It's possible that someone just made like a budget Pioneer deck video and it's just this one, or there's some sort of like Magic Online deck and this is the one people are buying, which would be awesome if that was the case, but I'm not sure. Probably have the chat open, right? Oh, camera block. Also, I forget that Caretaker's Talon has text, but this will be many damage. Opponent, maybe we're conceding, perhaps. You don't have to. It's within your rights not to, but I would appreciate it if you did. I'm going to... I shouldn't have... Whatever. I will attack you. With my things. Believe this is lethal. Are we there yet? Good game. GG. Frowny face? Why is there a frowny face? I guess losing's not. Losing's frowny face, that's fair. That's what the arena smiley face, frowny face is for. Alright. GG. Got the first match. Took a minute, but. Alright. Here is my Yorion. I have no planes. I have no planes! Okay. Kind of want to just mulligan the carrot cake, like, who cares? I think. I hope. If I draw Caretaker's Talon, I guess. Might be annoying, but... Alright, so double ossification. There's a big bug flying around. Double ossification is... That's not great. Probably not going to be that good against Phoenix. We might just die. Like, we might just get annihilated, but we'll see if the sideboard can assist us in some form. This is, I don't think this is the draw you want against Phoenix. So what creature would they possibly play? I just don't think they have any. I think it's 4 Phoenix, 4 Picklocks. Sure. That does give me something to ossification, I guess. It's not going to feel very good, but oh, okay. It's a very important card I just drew. I've already talked about it in the intro, but that's a nice way to interact. This would be a nice card to have in Standard. There's so many things that they could print into Standard that I think would help things out, but there's the awkward reality that they need to design the cards like a year in advance, so they don't always know what everyone's playing with. But I would love a Portable Hole reprint. I don't think anyone's ever complained about Portable Hole existing. Yeah, this one is actually scarier than Steel Cutter, so... maybe... I mean, there's no way I'm not supposed to just Portable Hole the Steel Cutter, right? I think I'm just supposed to hope they don't have talent. But yeah, this card goes... Gets out of hand fast. No spell is nice. I don't know what that means. Maybe a Prankster? Because they would have sleight of hand. Level it up. Wow, okay. Well. Let's see if we draw a land. Okay, draw a land. Do I want to cast... I guess I'm casting a 4/5. What else am I doing? Could wait till they cruise, but I'm just going to play my vanilla 4/5. The classic No trigger Beza. You love to see it. Could I have dealt myself a point? No, I don't have any paint lands. Alright, we got a steel cutter, sure. Okay, Phoenix gone means my Elspeth might go down depending on what they do. Prankster, yeah. Figure they might have that. I guess it makes sense to level up the talent if that is what you do have. So our Elspeth... Elspeth probably just dies, right? Added into the Flood Maw. Okay. Second Nick, this is awkward. And their yard is so full that... I guess I could just portable hole the talent with Yorion. And then... just hope to beat the Steel Cutters. They're probably going to find a Treasure Cruise, or have already found a Treasure Cruise, so that's an opt. So they have Flood Maw. What did they just take? They took Brazen Borrower. So I believe they have Flood Maw, Brazen Borrower. They're getting back a Phoenix. So attacking me here is potentially bad. Because they're just giving me the life, but whatever. Birth. Okay, so Birth gives me land, gives me to 4 devotion. I could double ossification. I can also just Nykthos Legend Rule. Yorion, Portable Hole. Nab Talent. I have 4/5 flyer. I go to 21 if I don't attack. And they can just bounce my board. But they don't have talent. Them not having talent seems very appealing. Like, the Steel Cutter's annoying, but I think we could maybe beat it. I just don't want them to get to Treasure Cruise, which is... I mean, they're probably going to get to Treasure Cruise, but stopping that and slowing that down seems important. Yeah, I'm just a bit short on mana in a bunch of different ways. Maybe I max my devotion and hope things work out. This is what we're doing. Suppose I'm attacking? I don't know. Bouncing this isn't that great, but I do kind of want to try to kill them. I don't know. This game feels very hard to win. It's really awkward, but if they never find a cantrip, maybe I do just suck it up, because like I'm stone raining myself basically. Like I'm losing my land drop by legend rolling the Nykthos to play the Yorion. But it takes the talent, and then I just have to beat double Steel Cutter with a bunch of fairies. They found a Proft. Well, yeah. Where's the Treasure Cruise at? Is the Treasure Cruise down? Normally when there's a pause, it's someone delving. Yeah, of course. This card's still legal. Because we do not ban cards. That's okay. There was a long time where people were like, I think Treasure Cruise should get banned. And I was like, I don't think so. But then they were like, we're going to print Consider. We're going to print Sleight of Hand. Prankster is fine or whatever. Like, I don't think Prankster's like that egregious. It's 2 mana, but they just printed a lot of cards. And then they printed Artisan's Talent. And now they've printed Corey Steel Cutter. And it's like, I don't know. Profs, another one. I don't know if we need this thing around, but I think people could just play this deck with Dig Through Time and it would be good. And if Dig Through Time needs to get banned later, they could ban it, but I wouldn't mind seeing Treasure Cruise exit the format. Am I just dead? I think I'm dead, which is funny. Maybe I'm not. So, how many Phoenixes? So, this is going to be 13. They drew like 5 cards. Yes, I should be dead. Yeah, well, it didn't matter that I attacked with the Beza. We were going to die anyway. Oh, sorry. They drew way more than that. I wasn't really paying attention, but we were dead. Either way. I knew they had at least lethal. Okay, I am going to try these rips, I guess. I assume if there's 3 rips in the board, part of it is like to be something relevant against Phoenix. So I can blow up Talent, Prof's Steel Cutter with this? Do I want to put in Heliod's Intervention against Phoenix? I don't want to, personally. But if the people that built this deck were doing that, then I probably would too. It's very, very cumbersome, though. We don't have any, what's it called? Temporary lockdown. So it's kind of hard to deal with all that stuff. Maybe you just overwhelm it. Ossification sucks. Talent doesn't seem necessary. Halo can be decent against, I guess, Phoenix. You can't name tokens, which is awkward. And do I want Day of Judgment? Do I want to just try Day of Judgment plus Rest in Peace to answer their stuff? There's so much haste. I mean, not so much. It's a lot of haste. Let's try one of these, I guess. I don't know if it's right, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, we'll reveal my Yorion. We're finally playing against Phoenix. Phoenix is a very good deck that I somehow have dodged in the 10 or so matches I've played of this format so far. Sure. Innocence plus Rest in Peace is kind of awkward. Same with Restoration, but I don't have Rest in Peace yet, so hope that High Noon plus 3 drops can carry. Like to get this Birth down on turn 3. So that's Spell Pierce mana, but doesn't make a difference. We're just gonna jam. Huh. Yeah, I have 2 High Noons, so if this gets pierced, they don't have second pierce, we resolve High Noon, we play Tapland, that's fine with me. It's kind of awkward now that it resolved, I guess, because the second High Noon's not that high of value, but it's fine. It tells us that they didn't have pierce, at least. Playing against these high cantrip decks can be kind of frustrating because, like, you make a read like, okay, my opponent obviously would have pierced this if they had it, but then they just play a bunch of cantrips, so it's not unlikely that they just find the thing that you are now assuming that they don't have. Alright, so you've got to beat me with 2 High Noons. I think it's fairly easy to do. Like, this is a very appealing card to have, but, like, sometimes they just cast a Brazen Bar and an Arclight Phoenix and just beat your ass. And this could easily be a game where that happens. I wouldn't be too surprised. Also, just like some counter spells, stuff like that along the way. Really want this Restoration to resolve, I think. Second one's kind of nice. Okay. Yeah, one kind of funny tension as well is the fact that, like, when you resolve High Noon against a deck with counter spells, it means you can't double spell. Probably not going to be that big of a deal because my hand's so high CMC, but yeah, Phoenix is a deck I've played a lot with and against. And I've played many games against people doing stuff like this, and it's like I said, it's pretty easy to beat. Maybe I wasn't even supposed to keep this hand. Kind of doubt that I would mulligan it, but getting a Spell Pierce is nice. Okay, this is interesting. So I guess I get to just sneak in Rest in Peace through a negate, which is sort of insane. That was a good draw. I think. I don't know. I mean, maybe it doesn't really matter, but I think it's worth doing. I should have played this on red, potentially. I think it probably... I don't know. I don't know what my hand was. Okay, yeah, so we got the Rest in Peace through a negate. So... we're gonna get this Bramaz thing flipped next turn. We've got double High Noon, Rest in Peace. Could die to Hull, but hopefully we get to resolve something here. So this doesn't ever get to trigger. How to deal with these. Get my 3/4. So do I want to cast Enduring Innocence? I really don't want to get Spell Pierced. It's awkward that Rest in Peace just bricks this, but they could have a second Spell Pierce, right? I think I would rather just cast this. Say go. I could add Yorion as well. But maybe they took out most of their shocks, and it's harder for them to kill this 2/1 than I appreciate. Okay, we're bouncing both of the High Noons. That's crazy. So if they have to Flood Maw this, we got a 1/1 and a trigger here, which is nice. Okay. So they gotta make the most out of this turn, which they could do. Still have the Rest in Peace. Boarded in the Day of Judgment, right? No, I didn't. Guess we have one Day of Judgment. Okay. No attack. No attack, no Picklock Prankster. So what happens when this attacks? I think I can attack here. Okay. So I guess I'm playing the High Noon. It's very awkward, but I think it's good enough against what they're doing that it's worth doing. I suppose they could have another Brazen Borrower. A null. Okay, so they have Pierce plus a null. Could not play the High Noon. Okay. I was gonna say, it's not that likely they have two counters. And like, if they just psych me out and I don't play the High Noon against their Steel Cutter, it's really awkward. So they do have a huge mana advantage. But we've gotten through a bunch of hard counters, right? What have we gotten through? Negate, a null, one Pierce. Okay, that's a threat. Okay. So they get to double block. I trade for a monk. It's fine. We got 2/1/1s and a card out of it. I do want lands, but if I just have Elspeth in play, I will probably win the game. I probably need to find like a bounce. So bounce High Noon, do a bunch of stuff, and then trample through over Elspeth. And then I get to figure out... Hopefully I just find a land. And then I can Battlefront plus recast High Noon. Okay, so there's land. Okay, I was going to take Carrot Cake Talent. I could have taken Portable. I don't think I care. I was going to take Carrot Cake Talent 0 and just try to kill them in 2 turns. I think that's fine. It's like so... I guess it's so unlikely they can kill me with a Profs because they don't have a graveyard that I think it's fine for me to just like let them try to hit me. So... Alright, well, the sideboard cards, in conjunction with each other, were able to get it done. I was a bit worried, but... things worked out. Do I want Day of Judgment? It's kind of nice in conjunction with the Rest in Peace. Maybe I'm not supposed to have these Enduring Innocence, but it looked like they boarded out some shocks. They do have a null. A null counters it. I'm just gonna swap these, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I would hope that my head's in the right places, but I'm not. There's no part of me that's confident about these sideboarding decisions. I'm not sure how they're sideboarding in that matchup. I think I have to mulligan this hand. If my opponent was just playing like Thoughtseize Pile, it's fine. But I would like to have like a higher impact card. I guess Authority's good. It's tricky. I mean, Beza just doesn't seem that good anyway. I'm just going to keep all my cards. I think all 3 of these... Like, Authority against Treasure Cruise is really embarrassing, but... there's some other things about the deck and the way it's constructed now. Maybe they don't have all their steel cutters in, but... I have Yorion, so even without the Beza, I have access to a threat by turn 5. Second Rest in Peace maybe isn't the best, but... could have mulliganed the land, but I have Yorion, so I think I just keep all the stuff I want. And just hope to draw well. If they like, if I let a Caretaker's Talent get Spell Pierce, that's probably going to be bad. So I should consider playing around Spell Pierce since I'm just so threat light. Get a sleight of hand, sure. Okay, well... it's somewhat noteworthy that they felt the need to Prankster into Rest in Peace. Like, maybe that was a mistake on their end. Maybe they just need a way to interact with the Rest in Peace. Maybe they need to find a cantrip for a land drop. But there's probably some information that I could try to extract. But for the most part, they're probably just casting their spells, and it's not that complicated. Okay, so they missed the land drop. So they were looking for cantrip for land. Don't really need the second Authority. Yeah, all my cards don't do that much. So... I can't really counter Yorion, right? They have Negate, Annul, Spell Pierce. I don't know if they have Mystical Dispute. Well, this certainly looks like a Spell Pierce, doesn't it? think I'm gonna get my devotion count up. I could even play the second rip. I guess we're just gonna dump everything out. So my Nykthos will make +1. Okay, so it's possible they don't have Pierce, and it was just they wanted to leave up a null. Their hand's 5 spells. That's one of the spells. It's 2 of the spells. This could find a land and they could still have Pierce. So we're getting... So if I draw untap land, I can play around Pierce with Battlefront. The question is, do I just jam it and not play around Pierce? Because it could be... I don't know. Playing the Yorion is so shit. It does nothing. It's just a 4/5. Just want to draw land. If I draw land, it probably means my win percentage goes up a ton. Oh, boo. That sucks. I don't think I'm allowed to play around, or play into Spell Pierce here. So the question is, they probably have 2 or 3 Spell Pierce, 1 or 2 negates. They might have 2 annuls. So it's like, it's most likely they have Spell Pierce. They could have had it the whole time and just used the annul. How good is the Yorion? Like, nothing I do is particularly good. I think I just have to... If I play this and they have Shock, I guess they have to do it on their turn. If I play the Yorion... It's going to be 6. I can be able to Yorion as well. I think we just do this, overthinking it. We might just get exploded next turn. They just go like Shock, double opt. I'm gonna take 1 billion damage. Okay, there's an opt. Yeah. I guess I have the authorities. What am I talking about? Sorry, I'm tired. Yeah. I just forgot I had these. I was counting their devotion. I knew I had the rest in peace, but I kind of forgot this card had text. Okay, I don't get exploded because I have cards that do things. All right, they tap out. They're gonna grow this. I get to resolve whatever the hell I want. And I get to keep the Innocence, which is nice. So I'll take 5. Don't care about that. Alright, this spot's not that bad. If I can answer some of the board with the Battlefront, we've got a bunch of mana. And I have a way to redraw. So I think this is worth playing. First, right? No, it doesn't trigger this. So it gets me to 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be 3 left. Just get extra planes. Activate this. 6. I think I'm just gonna do this. Fuck. Well, that's not what we wanted. Unlucky. Alright, we may have died. I don't think I'm supposed to attack, but I'm gonna click the button because I'm kind of tilted. He's have trample anyway. It doesn't really matter. I guess Nah, it doesn't matter. It's fine. So the problem is now that like I don't have anything to do. Even if I don't die, I don't really have a good play. So I assume this is the card they drew, because it probably would have resolved that. Maybe their hand is just awkward too. Okay, so how much are we taking? They drew 1, so 3. No, we're not dying. These authorities actually did a lot of work. So we're probably going... Yeah, maybe we're fine. I'm not drawing cards, though. I'm drawing 1 here. The Yorion Blink. Okay, give me my 0-4. Portable Hole. Okay, so we're holding the token. Caretaker's talenting an 0-4. Blinking the board. I don't really know what I'm going to hold a second time. Kind of don't care about the core with the authorities. So I guess I'm just going to go after the talent. So now I can draw. So next turn we'll get to draw here. I can bank the token copy for another draw. We have somewhat of a board, but I doubt they have that many more lightning axes. So the 4-5 should be pretty valuable. It's going to be hard for them to cruise because of Rest in Peace, so the profit isn't that scary. Every time the Steel Cutter triggers, I gain 2, even if they added the board. And we did clean up the board well with the Portable Hole. That was a good draw. Thinking the S is kind of funny. So they have no spells. No spells, and they're not in a position to top deck cruise or cantrip in a cruise. Alright. Field run's not the worst. I think I need the card. I can make all these like 2 whatevers, but... Steel Cutter plus crew or plus Thinking the Ice is weird. So I just don't want to see Opt and Consider. I think that's basically it. Opt and Consider are the only really scary things here. Probably block a Phoenix if they want to attack. Okay. So we gain 2. That's nice. Let's pop Caretaker. Okay. Activate this. Then I'll play Birth. Get our billionth planes. Play this. We'll do it on red. And then pass again. So next turn I have the extra draw from the Birth. So we are getting a lot of value out of this Caretaker's Talent. We're not really drawing anything, but Presumably at some point, we'll have something powerful to do, because the board has been stalled. And then I've got the field run to check a hall. I don't think there's any reason for me to spew it off. Okay. So the Druid opt. That's... Things are getting maybe scarier. I can maybe get a Phoenix to 5 to be able to attack an Eorion, but... I think I'm just going to block. Gets to 5-4. I should be checking the game log, but I'm kind of lazy and it normally doesn't matter that much. Okay. Okay, so they bottomed. 3-5 sure. So I guess I'm in shock. I don't know. I'm just gonna block your 3-5. Okay, Honeymoon doesn't do that much. So now we're at the point I actually just don't have a way to do anything. I mean, the hide-in's kind of nice because it means I can just blow up the 3-5. One of their cards is probably Treasure Cruise. They might just get 2-8 mana. But there'll probably come a point in this game where if I can resolve a high impact card, I will just annihilate the game, like just explode, chaining to things together. But like I'm pretty far away. I have to get things going. Okay, this might get negated. I'm obviously just gonna cast it. Okay, I will draw 2 cards, hopefully. Okay, so there you go. So that kind of is what I was talking about. Your turn. So now I'm drawing 4 cards a turn. So this has completely changed the position that we were in. So are we treasure cruising? No. So 5, 6, 7. So they're 1 land away from Treasure Cruise. But it might be too late. So yep, you do that. These games are long. My opponent might actually end up timing out. It hasn't felt like they were playing slowly, but maybe, I don't know. Should I upload the whole league? I've been uploading, or trying to upload some Moto stuff, but I think I clicked through this beginning buff, but whatever. It just takes a lot longer. Did I already do this? I've already made the token. Okay, the 1/1. It's 3/3. Just need to find an answer to this thing in the eye. I mean, I don't even need to find an answer to it, right? Okay, so I can just blow it up. That would have to have 2 spells, but so then I'd lose the Heinen. That's kind of interesting. I'm just kind of clicking my buttons, to be totally honest. I can't High Noon now. Maybe I just punted. Whatever. 7/7 probably was supposed to attack. Almost certainly. Okay, so thing can flip on their turn, which is sort of whatever to me. But yeah, not leaving up the High Noon and activate for 8 is kind of awkward. It might cost me. But honestly, kind of just getting bored. So this is 5/7. Sure. Why is this attacking? Maybe they misclicked. Could have made a treasure. I should have made a treasure. I kind of forgot Fountain Port did that, but this is also a 7/7, so that's not bad. Is there any way I could kill them? I think I just need to make sure that I have ways to not die to this thing in the ice. Yep. Okay, so let's play, I guess, second Fountain Port, and then just play the stupid cake. Draw 1 quadrillion cards. There's an Elspeth. Blast Zone also may be relevant, but alright, your go. If you want to flip the thing in the ice, that's fine with me. It's kind of insane that I'm just making 7/7s. I could just double block the 7/8. So we're bouncing what, High Noon? Oh, I could have responded. I fucking F6. God damn it. Shit. Well, I could have killed the 7/8. Again, I don't know if it matters, but it's okay. They're probably going to play a lot of spells this turn. Still have double authority. Discard. I'm gonna assume I don't need the other Nykthos. Could deck out, I guess. Maybe. Probably unlikely, but perhaps. So I guess, I mean, maybe I'm just dead. So Proft and like, no, I still have Rest in Peace, so yeah, I don't know. I was thinking they were gonna cruise me, but they can't cruise me, so I kind of doubt that they can kill me. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Nykthos is 9. I have 9, 14, 15 mana plus the double Fountain Port. I don't think it matters. They also have no time on their clock, which is kind of awkward. Probably a very annoying deck to play against with Phoenix. Like the post board games where I have Rest in Pieces and High Noons and then the United Battlefronts to get them, I could see how that It would be stressful, but I think this opponent is trying to figure out how to win exactly right now, and they're maybe realizing that they can't. The double authority. I don't. How much life have I gained off of authorities? Like 40. Okay, they disconnected. Maybe just tilted. Maybe we'll just do 3 matches. What do we think? I'm thinking we just do. Oh, they DC'd and came back. Because how long have I been recording? I assume these past 2 matches are like both like 20-30 minutes. Yeah. We will see. We will see. I think I'm going to record one. Alright, my plan is to record one more. Sometimes future me decides that past me was a liar. And we'll see what happens. But I would guesstimate that I'm just going to make this a 3-match league. I do wish that there was different ways to play Magic Online where, like, you weren't... I think people sort of expect you to play 5 matches, but it would be nice to just, like when I do Arena, I try to do, like, 3 best-of-3 matches on average, so... Whatever. Alright, we won. I think we were going to win this game. I was just going to Fountain Port, make 7/7s. Carrot Cake, make... I was going to make 3 7/7s this turn. I could triple block the 7/8. I don't think they were going to be killing me without ways to put a bunch of counters from profs. And then we just... I don't know, I could do whatever the hell I want. I just cast my hand. Probably going to use all my mana to play Elspeth. Play things that make tokens, Yorion, Resolve High Noon at the end. And then just lock them out. So, GG's. Alright. Let's reveal our Yorion. Yay, Yorion. Yippee. Companion. Alright, no companion again. Sure. I'm on the play. I have 2-drop, 3-drop. I have Nykthos plus Sunken Citadel, so it's a pretty strong mana engine if you can get it going. Not that these are particularly good devotion cards, but beautiful to go. That is crazy. What an insane thing that just happened. Alright. Carrot Cake. Well, I think the Carrot Cake is just better later. Saga's kind of better to play on curve. This one maybe doesn't matter that much because you're not actually affecting the board proactively, but... Oh, just 2? Hell yeah. Just business me. Just get that free lava, or free shock. Let's go. I'm about it. I respect you, opponent. Alright, I get an 0-4. GG. You lost. 0-4. Beautiful go. That's crazy. I love it. At least this will be a fast match. Ooh. Oh, spicy. That's scary. That could be a problem, eh? Second wedding announcement. Well, maybe it won't matter that much. So. We got 2 devotion. I don't have shit for devotion. I think I'm going to choose to just not really care. What else could I do? Could, like, field... Just field wedding announcement, maybe? I don't really care about Yorion either. I think we're gonna play this. We're gonna play the rest of this game out without gaining life. I could just like Carrot Cake and sack it to gain 3, but it's only 3 life. I get to tag the Mutavault. I get to be somewhat mana efficient this way, and I'm hoping that I can just overwhelm the board, get Yorion, stall with this 0-4, and then kill them before it matters that they have burn spells. Well, that was pretty good. Okay. So life gain is over. I will take the damage. I can't imagine blocking against like a shock anyway. Maybe they got me though. So 2. 3. I think we're just dead. Sizable board, but I'm taking 6, 4. I'm taking 8 upstairs. How can I win? Yeah, it's a strong start by the opponent. They just kind of murdered me. Reckless Rage Screaming Nemesis is very good. Lined up incredibly well against the Birth. I mean, what the fuck else am I doing? So I have to double block. So I have to double block. They're going to shock 1. I'm going to take... This is 8 upstairs. Or if they shock 1, it's 6 upstairs. So I go to 3. So I have to beat them with 3 life. Which is, like, not ever happening. But I don't know if there's anything I could have done differently. I think their draw just, like, beats mine. And that's it. I think they kind of just had, like, the most pathetic start I've ever seen. And then just annihilated me with Screaming Nemesis. Where there's, like, no way my deck can actually deal with this card. I just needed to draw ossification and I didn't. I don't know. I guess the other thing I could have maybe done is just, like, try to race. But try to race and then, like, chumping is taking 2 each time. Doesn't seem great. Maybe they don't have burn. Maybe I just kill them. Like, what? We're attacking for 10. Potentially. I could have what? So there was a turn. I didn't double block. I could have double blocked earlier, maybe. Okay, we died. Sorry. Alright, they forgot I couldn't gain life. They apologize. You don't have to apologize for that. It's okay to make mistakes. I got owned. Okay, so red. So I guess this is just mice, right? This is just mice, but they didn't draw mice. I think, right? I don't know what else this would be. So just mice. So against mice, I'm going to put in this stupid Catilda because it says the word lifelink. I'm going to put in Surges. And I guess I just probably don't board that much. I could put in Day of Judgment, I guess. I think with the way that some of the games are going to play out, where I just chump all the time, maybe Day of Judgment's good. The Holes rule, Authority should be good, Rune Halo should be good, Birth seems great, O4 is probably fine. Removal spells, High Noon. High Noon could go out. Seal's pretty expensive. Caretaker's Talent maybe, Restoration are kind of do-nothings. I think Caretaker's just so much stronger. I would rather have Seal than these cards. I don't think I actually won High Noon. I'm going to do this, I guess. Maybe is Wedding's better than Caretaker, right? That's fine. Try that. Shit. Oh, no, okay, this is fine. I didn't see the Blast Zone. My brain didn't register it as a land. I think this is a keep. Yeah. It's a good card. Very good card. It's really funny because, like, I always look at this deck and I'm like, oh, it's literally just a standard deck, right? And then I'm reminded that, like, Kumano Faces Kakazan is in it, and it's just, like, one of the best red 1-drops ever made. It's like, okay, yeah. I guess it's not just the standard deck. It's sort of funny, like, before the mouse deck existed, right? Like, people played red, but it was, like, this was the card. Like, Kumano Faces Kakazan was the reason to do red stuff. And now, like, the mouse stuff is the reason to do red stuff, but you also have Kamana Faces Kakazan, so. Alright, I would like an 0-4, please. And what else would I like? Could just have the least mana efficient turn of my life. So the problem is, what am I doing? Like, even if I play the Enduring Innocence, what am I doing next turn? I'm playing Caretaker's Talent, and then I'm Portable Holding? Or I'm Wandering Emperoring. Probably Exiling, right? So I'm just going to be mana inefficient and not care about it, basically. So if I want to Blast Zone, it's 3 anyway, but you got to remember this thing's under it. If I do it for 1. Yep, I block. I'm a fearless 0-4 blocker. Okay. That's a good one. Let's make another 0-4, I guess. I guess I'll jump. Sure. It's funny. Can't think of too many punishes. I assume... Yeah. Okay. So they know I have something, right? I think it much matters. So what? Blow this up. Gives them extra mana. Do I care? Not really. I guess I was supposed to do this in maybe a better way, but it's fine. They're mono red. I don't think it matters. I don't think there's ways for me to get punished too hard. Like, they get to play a 2-drop or whatever, but who cares? They can Monstrous Rage here as well, but again, I just do not care. Maybe I do care. I guess I shouldn't say I don't care, because what, this goes... I mean, it's just 3 power. Yeah, this exchange is fine for me. Okay, sure. Take 1. Well, I messed up. I have 6 and I immediately went to cancel it, but it was too late. Alright, didn't matter. Whoopsies. Okay. Well, that game was very different than the first game, and we were correct to identify they were just playing mice. So, I guess I'm happy with how I boarded. Maybe Elspeth... I'm not that enthusiastic about these thingies. I don't really love the way that the deck is built for this matchup, but maybe the people that played it just felt like they were beating it so much without sideboards that it didn't matter that much. And they're kind of pre-boarded. Okay. That could be what this random Catilda was, just like trying to solve this matchup in a weird way. Ooh. I mean, I think this is a keep. My deck has to have like 1 billion lands, right? It's so good. On the draw. I mean, if I was on the play, I guess I'd mulligan. I'm going to try it. We'll just greed bag it up. It just has all the things. Should buy me some time even if I miss the land, too. Alright, maybe I shouldn't have kept. I'm sweating. We're sweating next turn. Oh, no. Okay. Are you getting Nemesis? Nemesis? Yes. Okay. Land. Alright, so we're gonna hit our... we're gonna be a little short on land drops, but... we're gonna get there. Just play my life linker. It's gonna be a 3/3. So they have to have lightning strike. It's fine. Maybe this is greedy, but I don't need to Battlefront next turn, and I'm still gonna get to like leave up Surge, Portable Hole, and Birth. So okay, yeah. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Well, that was awkward. Darn. Okay. Alright, we just need like an ossification or something. We got a no? Man, this Battlefront card never hits for me. Like, I'm very... it's very questionable the way the deck is built, because I feel like I have hit 0 or 1, like, every fucking time I've resolved it. I got a 9, you have a 5/4 Trampler. I'm gonna block with my 0/4, I guess. Can block with both. What's the value of the 1/1? I mean, maybe I block with both just to gain 1 life. So rage is +2. But, I mean, obviously the 1/1 has value because I have this. But land? Okay, please don't brick. Please stop bricking. Okay, we didn't brick. Do not need card advantage. Okay. Think we won. That's kind of card advantage, but we got the Portable Hole. I don't really need the Elspeth to win. I don't know where Burst Lightning goes. Maybe upstairs. I got 1/1, sure. Okay, so we have Nykthos, we have 1 quadrillion mana, and I think they're dead. So let's hole. I have this Catilda as well that I totally forgot about. Okay. Alright, well, that was it. I think I'm going to stop here. Nice little 3-0 with the deck. Video is going to run very long if I don't. I think if you watch other people make content with this deck, their games will probably also be very long. Put the deck up. But yeah, it looked solid. Some close matches, some 2-1s. I'm sure this could be worked on. I doubt the people that got first and second with it think that it's like a refined, a completely, fully refined deck. But there's clearly a lot of thought that was put into each individual card choice. Some awkwardness, definitely. Like, I kind of want like one less colorless land. Probably, maybe just like the field. I don't know how good the blast zone is. Love the portable holes. The main deck authorities seemed good. The High Noon could come or go. The Ruined Halo could come or go. I don't know the right number. Like, I think that I would rather just have 3 wedding announcements than Restoration. And I kind of want to try just like 2 Elspeths. Like, Elspeth is insane, right? Like, it's really insane. It's very easy to just win the game with it. But it feels like in the games where you're playing this deck and you don't just die, like they don't just instantly murder you, you're going to win. You have so much inevitability that having this 5-mana like threat that gives you this like mid-range plus like closing speed thing, I don't know if it matters that much. Also, Beza seemed really bad the whole time. I know we only played 3 matches, but I kind of would rather just have Wandering Emperor instead of just having Beza versus people that are monstrous raging their attackers. So, I don't know. Those are the things I would consider. Seal from Existence is kind of an embarrassing card, but I guess they just need some way to remove permanents, and it's good with Nykthos. You could maybe cut a Nykthos if you're worried about that. Like, I don't know how often the extra mana matters. It's basically just good with Caretaker's Talent. But it never felt to me like I needed the mana. Like, oh, I have to get a bunch of mana really quickly. It's just like, yeah, it's relatively low cost to play Nykthos, and when you have it, you get to do Yorion and Caretaker Talent stuff. So, either way, that's the list. This got first and second in a qualifier 160-person tournament. Recommend giving it a try. Does not seem like the type of deck that would stay good in the metagame. Typically, these mono-white decks sort of come in, prey on smaller creature decks, and then people switch over to like combo and control, and it pushes them back out. But I don't know how much the Pioneer format's going to fluctuate. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something about this mono-white deck in Pioneer. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.